OCO, Halito. How you doing, cuz?
Greetings. What's going on? What's going on,
We
everybody?
got
What's possible?
yeah. Welcome to Southeastern Talking Stick, past the Talking Stick. We got a racy topic today. It's gonna be it's gonna be interesting. And if anybody wants to join in, I will post the link. All
Okay.
right.
Yeah, we gotta
Peace,
get it.
family.
Peace to everybody in the chat. Peace. What's going on?
Join the discussion. Yeah, so the title is Why Are Some Admixtures Accepted versus Others? Is it discrimination or racism? That is the $1,000,000 question tonight. Is it discrimination or is it flat out racism?
Right, right. Especially when it comes um to the southeastern um tribes and everything, you know, and you have a lot of people that's saying that the transatlantic slave trade never happened. And you have people saying that we was always here, but nobody's not taking that into consideration. And then you have people that accept one admixture over the other and denying the other admixture. You know, and we're not saying that everybody have admixture, but most do, right? But you have some people that don't want to acknowledge that, which is cool. Well, they think it's cool. Um, but for people to deny the African Holocaust of what is known as the transatlantic slave trade, that within itself is is like, wow, how are you going to deny that you had some Africans that was brought over on ships and that was brought to South America and North America, right? And you have a lot of people that mislead a lot of people by saying that it didn't happen. And what's the reason why that's being done? I like to know.
Yeah,
I
in
would like,
which should just say that the numbers are wrong. The numbers have been embellished. The
right,
numbers.
right,
And they should be clear on that aspect, not to just say flat out it didn't happen. No, that is not true. There's documentation. It did happen. It's just we know that they embellished the numbers. So it's not as large as what they say.
yeah. It wasn't no 400 million. You know, it wasn't
No,
400 million,
no.
right?
And a lot
And
of dark skinned people were here. Um,
mhm,
so that is also true.
right, and it's also true that they had laws to where they clump everybody together and called them black or Africans, right?
Negro,
Oh, better yet, Negro, right? Clump them all in and call them Negro, right? Which we know that there was the Negro of New Guinea. I mean, well, not New Guinea of the Guinea, and then you also had the Negro of the Terra. You know,
Okay, break that down for the people because they're gonna say, "What is the Terra?" They know what Guinea is, but break that down for
Well,
me.
Guinea would be all what they call Africa or the west coast of Africa. But then you have Terra, which is what they call America, you know, the Terra. So I wish I
You
would
said
have had the
Tara because your voice was kind of muffled. Say the what was Tara again?
the Terra, which will
Uh-huh.
be known as the Americas.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all can
You know.
join in the conversation. I posted the link if anybody wants to join us in this discussion. Thank y'all for tuning in. Okay, so you go okay, you said the two different Negroes.
Yeah, a matter of fact, let me see if I can actually pull it up where people can see the um the difference, right?
And while you pulling that up, the other part too of this discussion is in some indigenous communities, they accept the people that are mixed with white and an indigenous tribe over ones that are Negro and indigenous. So that's another um, situation happens, or another instance that happens in some communities. Not all, but some communities, they treat the admixtures different. And in some cases, if we know it's over 500 tribes, so every tribe does not look the same. So in some cases, in some indigenous communities, they will accept the ones that look more mongoloid versus the ones that look more negroid, but they're all indigenous. So that is another discrimination or racism.
Right, indeed it is. But but you have people in them that's they're not looking the United States government dealing with Congress, they looked at the so-called blood, dealing with the blood quadrant, right? That's how they got set up. Um, but when you're dealing with nationality, that overlooks skin tone. But you have a lot of people that want to play the color game, you know. Um, but dealing with the full brothers, there was brothers, even though they had different shades of color. They was all brothers, you know. And when I'm speaking about the full brothers of the medicine wheel, um, I'm still trying to look this information up right quick, like you're trying to share it with y'all. So
Right.
I was
And,
to talk this to my cousin right quick. I'm gonna pass it to
okay.
you, cuz.
All right. Also with the blood quantum thing, I always thought it was interesting and kind of fucked up that when you look at the Dow's rolls and they have, the various tribes listed, and okay, they have the blood quantum for, some that say full, some that say 3/4, 1/16, and all of that. But when it comes to the freedmen, it doesn't have a blood quantum. And everybody that they called a freedman, some of those people, I believe they were, they had a nice percentage. Why don't they have percentages by the freedmen? I didn't like that as I started, really documenting my my family history. I didn't like that there was no blood quantum by the freedmen. And I believe that that's on purpose, to where they don't give them a blood quantum, so that can help them in some little legal trickeries, to basically trick or swindle people out of their inheritance. I don't like that. I think that there should have been a blood quantum. And I'm sure on some people's applications, it does say, because I've looked at some where it may say, okay, my grandmother was this, my grandfather was this. So that's listed on the application, but when they document the blood quantum, they don't even list it. They just say that they're Chickasaw freedmen or this tribe freedmen. I think that's pretty racist to me, in my opinion. What you think, cuz?
Yeah, it is. It is, and I'm surprised they didn't put like the ratio of the blood quantum next to those that was Freeman's.
Right.
Yeah, I that's that's something that need to be looked into.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, they need to examine all those applications of those freedmen and then correct it. Since they are correcting things and some tribes are accepting freedmen and giving them citizenship, they need to correct it all the way,
All
not
the
just
way,
some way, all
not
the way.
halfway. All the
Right,
way, right?
all the way.
Ooh, boy, they ain't gonna like this show. But
Hey,
hey, but,
this some
but
real
it's the
shit.
truth. It's the
It's
truth.
real.
It needs to be touched on
Yes, it does.
because now you're gonna rectify the situation all the way, and then you're gonna give the nation a clean slate. In other words, because right now you still have to do your due diligence to actually show, well, are they really Freemans or are they not Freemans?
Mhm. And then with even freedmen, it's just saying, okay, they were free men of color or women of color, but they also classify some indigenous people as people of color, Negro and colored. So
Right,
depending on the complexion, the lookology of the person. Yeah, so these are issues that we must address, and they need to be rectified. I even, just in passing through, I've seen some, there was one tribe, I can't think of what tribe it was, but they had a woman chief, and she said that we need to accept the she used the word African, which is not for everybody, but because everybody that's melanated is not African. But she said we need to accept the Indians that are mixed with African, just like we accept the Indians that's mixed with white. And I was like, she needs to be on CNN. She needs to be broadcasted everywhere, because that's something. It's kind of like, it's the elephant in the room, so to
right,
speak, that needs to be addressed. But some people are, you know, saying that aloud, and hopefully they are actually, putting action behind those words.
right. I would like to share something right quick, right?
Okay.
Just me, just me.
Share it throughout your life. Share, like, subscribe, and make sure y'all hit that little bell. It will notify y'all of when we're going live, because sometimes we go live at a different time. Most of the time, it is 8:30 on Saturday, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. But sometimes we go on a little later.
All right, can you see it now, cuz?
Yep, it's on there.
Okay, right. And this is from Jane Landers, right? The Yvmvse African ties in Carolina and Florida. Because you have a lot of people, once again, that say the transatlantic slave trade never did happen. Well, my question to those that if the transatlantic slave trade never happened, then how were the Africans actually helping in the Yvmvse War in 1715?
Right.
I'm gonna ask that question again. If the transatlantic slave trade didn't happen, how Africans were in the Yvmvse War of 1750? How was they able to assist the Yvmvse and many other nations inside of the Yvmvse War of 1715? Now, you have to remember, these are people who are archaeologists, anthropologists, um, historians, you know, those that's in the academia world who put their credentials on the line when they do these works and they do these seminars and they write books. Right now, dealing with this, um, they say this essay examines the relations within the Yvmvse or the Yvmvse Indians formed with the enslaved Africans in early Carolinas. All right, there are lines in the Yvmvse War that erupted in 1715. Do y'all see that, people? Do y'all
Mm-hmm.
see? But yet, you will have those who have put out the false notion and narrative that the transatlantic slave trade never happened. But yet, you had Africans that teamed up with the Yvmvse and many of our family members and tribes of the Southeastern woodland Indians to actually do the uprising, which became known as the Yvmvse War of 1715, right? And they say, and there subsequently ties to the Spanish Florida, the English narrative. So not only do the Spanish have it to there was African slaves that was in the Yvmvse War, but you also have the English who also have the narrative and the scholarships about the Yvmvse War will pay little attention, if any, to the Africans in this history. Africans were still relatively few in numbers in Carolinas. So you had Africans in them that were few in numbers in Carolinas. But it also goes on to say that the English proprietors, right, and the traders and missionaries, right, were naturally more focused on the indigenous geopolitics. The Spanish, however, were long used to reporting on indigenous and African groups in their colonies. What it said? They said that the Spanish, however, were long used to reporting on indigenous and African groups in their colonies. and produce much more detailed record on each of both secular and religious nature. But yet you have people in them that said that, oh, the transatlantic slave trade never happened. But yet the Spanish have records. Yet the English have records. They're scholars. Because that's what it said. They're scholars.
Yeah, and I want to add this right quick. Okay, now you have they are distinctly saying the Yvmvse and Africans. And one of the descriptions for the Yvmvse is they were what? Negro. Is that correct?
They said that the Yvmvse are Negroes, or yet they look like Africans.
Okay. So,
And
and
that's and
knowing
that's in
other
the, and
books
that's
is
in the congressional
too.
and that's in the congressional records of 1901.
Okay. Because it says it in other books when describing dark skinned Indians, it will say they are dark like the Ethiopians. They use that a lot. So once again, everybody that is Negro or dark is not an African. They may be describing a dark skinned indigenous person. I just want to put that disclaimer out. But in
Well,
this, what he
well,
is
at that
saying,
time, at that time, you talk about in the 1520s when you had the Pasta de Leon and them that bought the Indians from over here to Spain, and it was sold on the auction block as Negroes, and they said they looked at like Ethiopians, but their hair was different. That's what they were speaking about.
right? It's another book. I can't remember it.
But
I
but,
wrote it down.
but
I
yeah,
just but
but
no,
see, but the thing is, you got to look at the timeline though. That was in 1500s. This right here, this was in the 1700s.
okay. Okay. I don't remember when the book was, but I caught it on this guy's channel, Kudimero Karimio.
Oh, nah.
He has some old books, and I did look up some of those old books. In the descriptions, a lot of those descriptions, it said they were um dark like the Ethiopians.
That was dealing with the 1500s. Everything is dealing with specific timeline. That
Right,
was in
right. I
15.
don't
That was
remember the
15.
timeline, but it wasn't all.
I'm giving you the timeline. That's why I'm telling you. I'm
No,
giving
I'm
you
just saying I don't know the specific book for you to give me that timeline because I don't know the timeline. I don't know the book right now, but
I know the timeline, but I don't know the book. I saw I saw the book, but I don't remember the book offhand. But I do remember it happened in 1520s. That's what it happened. That's the specific time that it happened. It happened in the 1520s. That's
you know,
how I know. That's how I
okay,
can tell you.
I'm gonna find it, and when I find it, I'll send it to you. But I don't know what year it was because he brought up several books. It wasn't just one book,
Well,
but go
before
ahead.
he
I just had to put
before
that disclaimer out while you was reading this. That's all.
before he even had the book, I did that shit on my podcast. I mean, on my blog talk show over a decade ago, and people made a meme out this shit. So that's how I remember.
Yeah, I don't remember all the books because he showed more than one. But
Yeah,
yeah, I'll get back to you on that.
yeah, but yeah, that timeline is very important. That happened in the 1520s, but I'm talking about right here specifically in the 1700s, dealing with the Yamasi War,
Yeah, in
because
1725.
you had the transatlantic slave trade that happened between the 1600s, the 1700s, and the 1800s. That's the time period that I'm dealing with. I'm not going way back to the 1500s.
I
So,
know. Okay, that's fine, but I just want to put that disclaimer out for even people watching, and just the fact that you said the Yamasi and Africans. meaning that they are two different people, two different groups.
Yeah,
Just wanted to point that out for the people.
yeah, 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 yeah. So yeah, they're two different groups of people, but yet you had the Africans that actually married in the Yvmvse and many other tribes of the southeast, and they had children with the indigenous women over here, you know. But that's where the admixture coming at. And even before that, but I'm dealing specifically with this timeline, dealing with the transatlantic slave trade. Because my mission or my thought is to debunk those who say that it didn't never happen. This is why I needed the topic to be as it is tonight, because right here, just showing that you did have African groups with their customs, right, and produce much of the more detailed record on each in both secular and religious nature. Because what people don't fail to realize is that because someone was made a slave, that don't mean that they have fucking amnesia. That don't mean they have amnesia. They don't mean they forgot the ways that they was brought in dealing with the nation with their customs and rituals and rights, you know. And one of their religious rights that I'm going to keep that as an ace in the hole, just in case of somebody want to say, well, what religious rights? Well, if you don't know, then shame on you, right? But anyway, um, it goes on to say that during decades of the English um oppression in the Carolinas and abuse of the Yvmvse and enslaved Africans, they say in the Carolina abuse, Yvmvse and enslaved Africans found a common cause, which finally, in 1715, they rose together in a revolt. When their uprising ultimately failed, they fled southward to seek promised sanctuary in Florida, all right, and to become a part of the Spanish community. The Spanish officials in St. Augustine considered the Yvmvse returning converts and allies and allotted land on the city, right? Particularly on which the Yvmvse chief formed a new village. Despite of 1693 order, right? Regarding Florida's governor shall runaway slaves from Carolina seeking the true faith, which is Catholicism, right? However, the African veterans of the Yvmvse War ally had a different outcome. The heathens amongst the Yvmvse retained some Africans as their own slaves until the Spanish officials purchased them, incorporated them into the black militia units, and deployed them alongside the Indian counterpart on repeatedly guerrilla raids against the Carolinas in 1738. The Yvmvse chief Haspo, right? And he was known in the Spanish. Now, when this happened in 1738, when they started doing the guerrilla raids, that wound up becoming known as the what? The Gullah War. Okay,
Yeah,
if I'm not
that's what I was
mistaken.
going to ask.
Right. It
Where
became
does that
known as the
tie in
Gullah War.
1739? Okay.
Right. So now, as you can see, you had the Yvmvse War in 1715. Then it wound up going into the Gullah War of 1738. And then after that, when it goes into the 1800s, it started wind up with the first Seminole War, the second Seminole War, and the third Seminole War. Now remember, if you're not in these nations of the southeast, you would have not known that there was admixtures. There was admixtures. So now, with those admixtures and them being down there in Florida in the 1600s and the 1700s, and they having communities living side by side and they marrying one another, even when they wind up going to Fort Negro or Fort Moses when they in the Castile, whereas the Castile it became known as a castle or a fort. Okay, people that was marrying one another. All right, you had people that was in the Castile that was British, that was Spanish, that was Dutch, that was Germans, that was Irish, that was Africans, so forth and so on. So this is why, this is why, hold on, let me shoot the camera to this is why they said that the Yamasi became known as a multi-ethnic, multi, multi-ethnic, right? Because that's what they said. So, therefore, if the Yamasi became multi-ethnic, that meaning that those men from other nations married into the women of the Yamasi and so forth and so on, right? Because someone married those that was Shatta, they married those that was of the Tequista, they married those who was the Timaquoy, you had those that married in and had children. But we all know, according to tribal law, you are what your mother is.
I was just trying. I put in multi-ethnic to see what it will pull up. Okay, right here. Yeah, when you said multi-ethnic, because I want people to see. It says the Yamasi, with the various spellings, were a multi-ethnic confederation of Native
Mm-hmm.
Americans who lived in the coastal region of present-day northern coastal Georgia near Savannah River and later in northeastern Florida. The Yamasis engaged in revolts and wars. All right. I just wanted them to see that. Yeah, it says that right there.
Right, right. So it was a multi-ethnic. So yeah, you had those who had African fathers, you had those who had Irish fathers, you had those who had British fathers, Spanish fathers, French fathers, German fathers, Irish fathers. Yeah, but their mother in them was tribal women. So you are what your mother is. So that's dealing with tribal law. But most people don't know about that, but Brandon knew about it now because we just spoke on it.
Say that last part again. You sounded a little muffled. Say it again.
I say most people didn't know about the tribal law, but they know about it now because you are what your mother is dealing with the tribal nations over here in the southeast.
Because it's matrilineal.
Yeah,
Yep. So, yep. And multi ethnic is a various mixture of different different races or ethnicities.
yes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. Yep. Does anybody have any
So
questions
yeah,
in the
that
chat?
that was
Yep,
he
you got that. And then I pulled up
said.
the Gullah
Well, guess
Wars.
what? The British have
You said what? Are you froze? Cuz he froze.
How many people we got
Okay,
on
you
live in
had
the chat?
froze for a minute. At this moment, I see what, 6 people.
Huh?
I said I see 6 people. Does anybody have any questions? I did post the link if y'all want to join the conversation. Cuz I'll be right back. Having a little technical difficulties. But this one is online. That talks about the quote unquote Black Seminoles and the Gullahs who escaped from slavery. And it's cuz was talking about you had the Yvmvse Wars first, and then you had the Seminole and Gullah Wars. You back? You back, cuz? Was having a little technical difficulties. You was froze for a minute. I guess they just intentively listening. Nobody has any questions or comments.
Yeah, I don't know why they kicked me out, but
Yeah, you was froze for a minute, and I thought you exited because you was froze, and I knew you was coming back.
yeah.
Anybody wants to join? It's in the chat. Click the link. And it also was an Indian slave trade.
Yeah.
Not only do they highlight the transatlantic slave trade, which they embellished the numbers, but it also was an Indian slave trade in the American Southeast. So when people say, "Oh, their ancestor was a slave," what kind of slave were they? Were they an Indian slave or were they an African slave?
Or were they both?
Well, yeah, what? That's the $1,000,000 question. What were they?
You know what? See if you can find the information on the sex plantations, because you don't have a lot of people that speak on that, so we'll probably be the
S
first to
the
speak on it.
SCX plantations, I don't know if they gonna ding us for that, but
Let's push the envelope. Let's push the envelope. Let's look up
because
the.
we got some listen, we got some good we raising some good questions and dialogue on this, and we not gonna have this one taken down because they cracking down on stuff like that. So
Let's see
we'll
about
focus
the
on that on another live.
because you got to ask the question: what was they mixing on the slave plantation with the sex? And you know what TV, you know what movie showed you that? Goodbye, Uncle Tom.
I didn't see that.
Oh, you never saw that?
Mm-mm. Who
Oh,
was in
that's
it? It's an old movie.
well, I wouldn't say it's old, but
Okay,
Goodbye, Uncle
because
Tom.
I don't really like movies like that. They piss me off.
Well, the
I
movie Goodbye, Uncle Tom, they was showing how they had the African male having sex with the indigenous women.
Oh, okay.
That
Yeah,
that
if
was
y'all
the
want to watch that
that was the
movie,
breeding. Yeah, that was the breeding plantation.
okay, the breeding plantations. Okay, that's a better choice of words.
Yeah, let's see what we can find on the breeding plantation.
Yeah, we can do that because
Let's see what we can find on the breeding plantation.
yeah, they was doing so much.
You found it?
Slaveholders actively encouraged their enslaved property to reproduce by cajoling, threatening, coercing them into intimate relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And this is University of Reading site.
Mm-hmm.
The master wished to reproduce the forced reproduction of enslaved life in the antebellum South, 1808 to 1865, by this person, Alicia DeGillid. All right, she wrote this in 2021. But let's see these. Okay. Okay. It says slaveholders actively encourage their enslaved properties to reproduce. What I just read. Enslavers
Mm-hmm.
then either sold or exploited the children born of these relationships for labor, earning themselves a profit. In this way, enslaved women were both producers and reproducers of slavery, and these children also grew up to unwillingly follow in their parents' footsteps. This was known at the time as slave breeding,
Mm-hmm.
but will be referred to here as forced reproduction. And this is a family. See, this is somebody's family. And this is in Virginia. They
Mm-hmm.
did a lot of wicked shit in Virginia. I know they did wicked shit everywhere, but they did a lot of wicked shit
This
in
they retrieved from the Library of Congress.
yeah. Yep. We ain't gonna show
Hold on,
her
wait,
one.
right there, stay right there. Wait, come down a little bit. All right, now they say forced reproduction manifests itself and emphasize or emphasis of what the um enslaved deemed healthy or strong infants aborted into slavery in 1662 law. Um, originated in the Virginia, known as the Purple Central Ritual, which meant that the children followed the status of the mother. See, and so if the mother was free, so too were her children. Now you got to ask this question:
Where'd they
What
get that from?
what made what made the mother free? What made the mother free?
Mm,
See, they knew. They knew.
yeah,
So if the mother was free, then the child would have the same status as the mother. So how did the mother become free? Who was that mother where she can be free?
right. And at what point? Because if they was making her be do forced reproduction, how was she free?
Hmm. Because you know there's some court cases in Virginia when they said that when they found out that the woman was an Indian woman, they let her free.
Well, they as they should have, and they should have did so many other ones too. But they had that colorism. If they was too dark and they said they was an Indian, I wonder would they let them go free too?
Hmm.
That's $1 million question. And we ain't gonna show that lady. We ain't gonna give her no shine. I ain't even scrolling up for her. But yeah, this is some of the effed up stuff that they did. Forced reproduction so that they could have more slave labor. And it was Indian slaves and African slaves. It was some other ones too, but these are the main ones that they are talking about. African and Indian slaves. So it said in 1808, the international slave trade ban came into force. And this photograph was in 1862. So this was what 50 some years after that ban. They just showing this family. Maybe they are results of this forced reproduction.
And
In that
see,
book
and
that
look,
you showed earlier, huh?
and I found what I was looking for.
Okay. Where is it
Right
at?
here. I'm about to share it with you. Hold on.
Okay. Rachel Finley.
Descendants of a woman of Indian extraction, the story of Rachel Finley, right? And and they were speaking about, and this happened in Virginia, right? Rachel was a mother, and she was a grandmother, and she was a Virginian, and she was also enslaved. The law definitely Rachel as property, defined her as property. But Rachel carried the status of an enslaved woman. That meant Rachel's children were also enslaved because her children was enslaved. Rachel's grandchildren was also enslaved, but Rachel knew she was more than a Virginia law defined her, right? She rejected the Reconstruction place on her freedom and the freedom of her descendants, that she knew what rightfully belonged to her and she used the court system to fight for it, right? And she found out, well, she been knew that she was an Indian because
What's
they
that?
say in the early 1770s, Rachel and other members of her family institute was buried against their foreign Thomas Clay of Alton County, right? Um, freedom suit or lawsuits, right? With everybody enslaved people seeking to gain their freedom. These important record types made up some of the original records were scanned and digitized of the Virginia Untold. In their freedom in the suit, Rachel family argued that they were descendants of a woman of an Indian extraction, and according to Virginia law, Rachel and her family members should be considered free people. You see, free people. And in
Mm,
1773, court decided in favor of the plaintiff and granted the family their freedom, and Rachel was 23 years of age. So, right there, right there, as you can see, when the mother is free, the child is free. All because she was an Indian.
and this was in 17, what? In the
1773.
1770s. Okay.
Uh-huh. So, as we just saw right there, right? So, so yeah, they was admixtures, but they all what their mama is. The father probably was an African, but the mother was an Indian. So the, the Indian became known as the free people of color. In some
Say
instances,
that again.
I said in some instances, uh, the Indian woman became known as the free person of color.
Yes. Yes, that was, yeah, that's a good example. So if y'all
Right.
want to read on her, Rachel Finley, this is in Virginia. Oh, they was doing some dirty shit in Virginia.
Right. And then you know what? Finley sound like an Irish last name. Finley. That sound Irish.
She probably had
Because you
some
know
other stuff.
from watching yeah, it sounds Irish. Yeah, because on WWE they had Finley who was dressed up like a leprechaun, and you know the leprechauns and them they deal with the Irish. So yeah, so her slave masters and them probably was probably was Irish. But Finley is an Irish last name.
Yes,
What's
very
happening with your
interesting.
mic? Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, peace to everybody watching. Yeah. Yeah, you got to watch it from the beginning, Mike, too. Uh, yeah, it's a very interesting topic.
Yeah,
But
you
the
know,
admixtures, there were many admixtures.
many. But you have people in them. They wanna, they wanna, they just wanna hate. And it don't make no sense to hate. You know, because some people have two ethnicities. Some people have three. Some people have four. Some people have five. Some
Or
people have six. Right?
some people more. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
And they don't talk about the natives of Louisiana. Oh my God.
exactly.
Then they became known as Louisiana Creoles. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yes. Yes. No, definitely know about that.
Yeah.
Because my
So
mom
I
is a
don't know.
Creole. color.
I don't know how they can deny the admixtures of Africans within the tribal people.
Yeah, they don't wanna. They don't. It's something there. I mean, even I'll use myself for an example. I have many admixtures. I don't always focus on the class of the white ancestors. I focus more on my indigenous ancestors. And I mean the Creole ones includes the Spanish, the French. I know that there is probably some Agbulan diasporan in there, but I have not found the specific tribes. Like I can look at the Dow's roll and see my ancestor's name on it, and it says this tribe. I can put a tribe to a name, but when it comes to Agbulan, the diaspora, or Africa, I cannot put a tribe to a name. So I know that everybody that is saying that they may not have proof of the tribe. What African tribe is in their bloodline? They cannot prove it. Like they can prove their ancestor's name is on the Dow's rolls or it's on other rolls because it was other rolls besides the Dow's rolls.
Right. I'd like to share something right quick. Um, don't- this one I want to share. Okay, you can see it.
Let me see which one. Is it this one?
The Louisiana Creole ethnicity.
Oh yeah. I'm familiar with this.
So, so when you have people that talk about the transatlantic slave trade never happened, then how did this come about? You know, you say right here they said that the term is derived from the word Creole, which meaning native or local, and it was intended as a class, a distinction in present Louisiana Creole, right? German means a person or people of mixed colonial French,
Mm-hmm.
African American, and Native American ancestry. So, how many mixtures you have right here? Colonial French, then you have African, and you have Native American. But they forgot Spanish too, because you also got Spanish
Right,
in there as well.
exactly. That's the Criollos. That's the Spanish one.
Right, right. So they say explore Homer, right? Um, so if you was to pull it up right here, right? But even if you was to do this, right? Um, let's do this. Louisiana Creole. Watch this. Right?
Oh, shit.
All right. Hold on. Let me go back.
I'm trying to find the tab. All right, there we go. Okay, like this, I had this one too. Um, I'm gonna show it after you show your stuff. Because I had did this whole thing on it. How
Now,
that
right here,
three
this is
different things.
Now, dealing with the Louisiana Creole flag and its meaning, the emblem combines the symbol of Louisiana French heritage, represented by a white fleur-de-lis, right, which influenced from the West African culture, depicted of the Malian Republic national tricolors flag and the
Right.
Senegal Republic national flag. Additionally, in the Spanish colonial heritage, is symbolized by the Tower of Castile. So I'm gonna show y'all.
You talking about this one right here?
Here you go, right here.
You talking about this one?
This the flag. You see it right here.
Yeah,
This the flag.
yeah, yeah. Here,
Hold
let me
on.
pull it up. Yeah, I did a post on that too. Concerning Creoles of color, because all Creoles ain't high yellow. Just so y'all know, there are dark skinned
Yeah,
Creoles,
yeah.
brown skinned
So
Creole. My
so
mama.
you see right here. Yeah, but you see the flag right here, right? So you got
Mhm.
the flag of Senegal, right? You have the Castile and everything. You got the French with the white fleur de lis, and everything. So that's dealing with those nations, plus with the Indian nations that's from over here, like the Chata, the Chicamacha, the Homa, which became known as the Homa, the Tapatulas, the Bagula, um, what else? Um, what else? The Takapa Indians,
Mhm.
um, Tonica, um, who else? Um, God dog it. There's so many that I can name in Louisiana. The Netacotes, um, the Ido, the
Oh,
Pony,
Cattle had.
um, huh?
Yeah, I said the cattle had a show.
Yeah. So yeah, especially Louisiana. So yeah, you have some nations in them that have admixtures. And
Yes.
even with the Chicamacha, they have a thing that's going on now to where they're kicking those out who have African admixtures. And that's a they have that on YouTube when it's speaking about the Chicamacha in them because they're trying to get federally recognized, but they
And
basically dealing with the French side of the family, right? But they kicked out all the ones who had the admixtures that look like Africans. They kicked them out.
that's sad because they are going back to the old ways. They think that if they do that, that will make it easier for them to get federally recognized. But they are turning their back on their people. That's what the fuck they're doing.
And not only they turn their back on their people, but they turn their backs on their ancestors.
Is
That's
that
what they're
that's
doing.
their people? Yes, their
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
That's jacked up. It's
Well,
really
I had
jacked.
to say the ancestors because that's those who are on the other side as well as the
Yes,
people on this side. So
you're
yeah,
right. It's their people. Yeah, and I had pulled this up while you pulled this up. I had I had shared this one a while back because I had did this post about my mother and um how people don't know that there are Creoles that are brown and dark brown. They just think when they hear Creole, they think it's a high yellow person, and that is not true.
yeah. They
Uh,
always think it's a high yellow person. I don't know why, but they think so.
yeah, this is the one right here. I just want to share it real quick, cause okay, and it talks about Creoles of color. Um, and it just talks about what you broke down about the mixture, uh, French, La Louisiane, colonial Spanish, Louisiana, New Spain, settlers before the Louisiana region became part of the United States in 1803, and with the Louisiana Purchase. But I want to scroll down. It says ethnic group derived from a similar usage which began in the 16th century in the Caribbean that distinguished people born in the French, Spanish, and Portuguese colonies from the various new arrivals born in the respective non-Caribbean homelands. But it's a mixed race group. Down here it shows okay, it says formerly in the early years of New Orleans, whites of French and Spanish descent were defined as white Creoles, and mixed racial peoples were described as free people of color. And slaves were described as Creole slaves, meaning possession of the Creoles, full European descent. And then they got the different categories. However, all racial categories of Creoles, from Caucasian, mixed racial, African to Native American. I just wanted to point that out. Francophone and Ibero-American cultures, yeah. But yes, there are Creoles of color. I just wanted to.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad. Yeah,
And they even show this
yeah, I'm
about
glad you pointed that out.
some of their ancestors came to Louisiana directly from France, Spain, and others came from French and Spanish colonies in the Caribbean and Canada. Many Louisiana Creole families arrived in Louisiana from Saint Domingo as refugees. And even over there, like Haiti, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic, they all was one people, like several tribes on one piece of land, but the French and the Spanish divided them. But that's a whole nother story. They were refugees from the Haitian Revolution, immigrants from Caribbean colonial centers like Santo Domingo and Havana, Cuba, the center of the Creole culture in Louisiana, focused on these. They focused on European, Native American, and African influences. So I just okay, I could read on forever, but I did just want to like point that out because there's some other mixtures in there too. Just so
Right.
yeah, I know, but those are the main ones that they highlight. The French, the Spanish, the African, the Native American, and the European. They highlight those. So, and what you want to share? Cause you got something else?
Yeah, I got something else right here. Right.
Okay,
To
let
show
me
you
know
how,
the screen.
how, yeah, to show you how things is done. Right. Let me go ahead and show you. Peace, everybody. Peace. Peace to everyone that's on here. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I broke the news in 2012. That was in 2012 when I showed that Christopher Columbus was a Sephardic Moorish Jew. Yeah, yeah, that was in 2000. That was in 2012. And then the BBC came out 4 years later in 2016 on the BBC, and they say that Christopher Columbus was a Negro.
Yeah, they finally said it publicly, but it's
Yeah,
already
they
been
said it
known.
publicly. But I did it. I did it on my blog talk show that I had, right? And now, that's funny because Caremio just did a video saying Christopher Columbus was a Sephardic Jew, and nobody didn't say that. But I mean, like
Yeah, he got some videos. I've been watching his videos for a long
No,
time.
but
He
what I'm
must
saying, but
have
this what
one.
I'm saying. They're not giving me credit, and credit is due. Like, man, give me my credit, because I was the first one to put it out there. So now you doing the video on it, but I was the first one to speak about that.
That you know of, cuz we want to give you your props, but it was probably
Guess
some
what?
other people
Guess what?
too.
I
But
was
we need to
I was
highlight.
I was the first. I was the first to put that shit out there. You want me to tell you the reason why? How I know I was the first to put it out there? Because that motherfucker was talking about that shit. Nobody.
Let me see.
And plus from me being in the working field dealing with international matters, that's how I found out. Besides other things. I was a trendsetter before doing this show right here. I've been did this shit. Been put the information out there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's when I started going public in 2012 with stuff. That's
Because that same year in January,
that's
on
the
Martin
way.
Luther King's birthday, I pointed out where he said that the Negro was exiled in his own homeland. And that's recorded on the Blog Talk show. So I did this before any of these motherfucking newcomers started talking about that shit. Yeah, I said it. And I'm putting it fucking out there. You
I'm
motherfuckers
trying
been
to
pushing
see.
me on
I'm
my
trying to
word.
see when his stuff was started.
That part.
But yeah, like that was the big awakening, like with um my ancestors' sacred calendar. They was just basically talking about the end of basically the end, but the beginning of the awakening, basically, of the people with that 2012 shit. Everybody, the majority of the mass media took it wrong to say, oh, it's the end of the world in 2012. No, it's the end of all that hidden bullshit and trickery. Now the veil is lifted in
Well,
20.
he got some things, you know what I'm saying? But nobody was talking about Christopher Columbus was a Moorish Sephardic Jew. I broke that shit out in 2012. This is he just did this shit now. This is 2014. You know how many motherfucking years that was since I put that shit out? You know, I was
I don't,
before
I
my
don't
fucking.
know. I don't
I
know
was,
when he did it. I know I've been watching his videos for a
no,
long.
it's new. It's recent. It's
No,
recent.
he's revamping some of his videos, but he did an older. I know he did an older one that was talking about that. I don't know the date on it. Is what I'm saying, but he just
Well, it's
like
still
revamped some
well,
old.
well, it's still new to my shit. That's what the
Oh.
fuck I'm saying. It's still new to my shit. What are you talking about?
Oh
It's
my
new.
god.
It's new to the newcomers. I've been put this shit out
Okay.
in motherfucking 2012.
Newcomers, we have our cousin Pa. He has been doing Blog Talk Radio since 2012, and there are others that also have been putting in the work, but we are highlighting our cuz right now.
Yeah, Mike, 2 years ago, but that still don't compare to the shit that I did a decade ago. That's like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I'm glad it's being brought back up and shit, but I've been did that like, you know, that's like talking to the choir. You know what I'm saying?
At the end of
Oh,
the day, it's good that people are sharing the correct information. I get happy when people share correct information, and that's what it's about.
about fucking time. All the other bullshit they've been pushing. You know, I, I'm like old boy when he said he invented rock and roll. You know, put my name on it. Put my name on it. God damn it. That's the only thing I'm saying. You know, even though I didn't have no YouTube until now. I mean, I had YouTube, but I didn't have no show. You know, my cousin before he passed away was like, "Say, bro, what you going on to do a podcast?" I'm like, "Bro, I don't want to do no motherfucking podcast." And my cousin Christina, "Pa, you want to do a podcast?" I said, "Man, look, I don't want to do no fucking podcast." But yeah, I'm
Well,
doing
well,
it.
you here now. Shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. Those things in this day and age of AI, they can pull up all the shit, you know. Even though, it's good that will be documented in this AI time that we're living in when AI
Yeah,
is
but what's the thing? He
showing.
was the inventor of rock and roll. That's right. Put some
but
respect on his name, like Baby say.
but
Put some respect on our name. You know.
but they're gonna yeah, so we do want to highlight our people that have been sharing online since the AI, all that has been, and we want to shout out to the people that been writing books too, that put right the right information in the book, not all that hijack shit. So yes, we salute
I like the
good
title, but
great.
why do tribes have 40 40 classifications? What you mean by that? Turtle West,
Yeah, because we
Turtle
were talking
West.
about earlier, we were talking about the blood quantum classifications. Are you talking about that? Because we talked about how the freedmen, they don't have a blood quantum, but everybody else has a blood quantum, and that's discrimination or flat out racism. We were talking about that earlier. Are you talking about those classifications?
I want to share this right here, right?
What's
Um, they was talking about in the United States, tribal disenrollment is the process by which the Native American individual loses citizenship or the rights to belong within a Native American tribe. Some Native scholars have argued that although belonging to a Native nations was historically a matter of kinship, it has become increasingly um, legalistic. Research found that nearly 80 tribes across 20 states have engaged in disenrollment as in 2016, while some tribal leaders asserted that disenrollment are meant to correct tribal roles and protect the integrity of the tribe. They said others argued that empirical data shows that the political and economical motivation or motive. All right. Article 9 of the United Nations Declarations, the United Nations, the UN Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People states that Indigenous people as individuals have the right to belong to an indigenous community or nation. But yet, the United States didn't sign off on the Declaration of Rights of the Indigenous People, though. But they say, in accordance with the tradition and the custom of the community and the nation concerned, no discrimination of any kind may arise from this exercise such a right. Article 33 of the United Nations states that the indigenous people have the right to determine their own identity and membership in accordance with their custom and tradition. Individual and tribal rights clash in the disenrollment context. They said in the United States, it is entirely up to the tribes. Right, because once again, the United States didn't sign off on the Declaration of Rights of the Indigenous People to determine the criteria and the procedures that uh, individual must meet to undergo to the certain for tribal membership. Most tribes do so pursuant to official tribal members uh, membership standard known by the U.S. Congress pursuant to the Indian Recognition Act of 1932, most notably blood quantum, right between 1904 and 1919, tribal members of mixed African and Native American ancestry were disenrolled from the Chickamauga tribe of Louisiana, and their descendants have since then been denied tribal membership. Remember, I tell you about the Chickamauga. That's what it is right there,
Yeah,
right?
but you can't disenroll. Your blood is your blood. You just trying to
Yeah, yeah,
what?
but they were trying to, but the Chickamauga were trying to become federally recognized too, so that was another reason why they did it. But
Yeah.
even right here, when they say examples of disenrollment, the Black Seminoles of Oklahoma, the Tattoo tribe, right, disenrolled 33% of their members after casino being opened in 1995. We all know what that is. The Cherokee Freeman Conservation, the Chickahominy people, family members who were phenotypically black, presented or married black partners were dropped from genealogists and membership roll. The Chickamauga tribe of Louisiana between 1904 and 1919, tribal members of mixed African and Native American ancestry were disenrolled from the Chickamauga tribe of Louisiana, and the descendants have since then been denied tribal membership. Confederate tribes of the Grand Rio in 2013, 86 descendants of Tuma enrollment because ancestor is not on the restoring roll, and he was executed by the United States Army. Wow. So all this is going on. You can see all this is going on because
What was the what's at the top of that so people can look it up? What's at the top of this page? They got
oh,
the
it's called tribal enrollment.
disenrollment. Okay.
Yeah, tribal disenrollment. And then people are, oh, they're using Wikipedia, but look, they got the thing for the sources. Also, look, you can
Right
look
at
this
the
up right here.
bottom. Right.
You got the references. Yeah, you got the references right here.
Mm-hmm.
So before they be quick to say that, here are the references. There you go. You got
That's
the references.
really messed up. I don't like when they do stuff like that. Is actually racism, flat out racism. How are you gonna disenroll people? Your blood is your blood. So you just saying
Right.
that you don't want them a part of your group, but you
And then
can't say that they not
look,
Indian.
you even have Indian countries, right? Look, you even have the newspaper Indian Country Today. 2014, March the 3rd. Let's see what it says right there. Let's look at that reference. Let's see what this reference will put up. Yeah. So yeah. So that's what that's dealing with. So yeah.
They need to be. That's so racist. Now, what they should do is don't just focus on the ones that quote unquote got African mixture. You disenrolling them. What about those that have the white mixture? Those people quote unquote came here as foreigners and uh colonized people. So why aren't they disenrolling them? That's what the I want to know.
Well, Midwest, you say lie the Seminole Creek, Muskogee, etc. They disenrolled for political scheme. Well, they still disenrolled them, and yes, they also not only did it, but they did it besides color as well. Yes, they
Yeah, it's
did.
It just
Yes, it
said
is.
that on the article about the African admixtures.
Right. You know how much them people had to fight over that in Oklahoma, bro? And you know what made them change their mind, right? They actually used the they actually used the congressional records of the Yvmvse dealing with the United States in 1901. You know that, right? I hope you know that.
What did he say?
I hope you know that, right? I hope you know that because I'm on the Freemen of the Black Freemans of Seminoles web page. I'm on a group page, bro. And I gave them the congressional records of 1901. Do I need to pull that up for you?
Let's pull that up. 1901 congressional records. Like
Hold on,
let's
we
let's show
about to
that
do
shit.
that. I told you, I'm not the one to try to debate, bro. I'm not the one to do that with, especially when it comes to dealing with the Seminole. I'm not the one. So I'll show you.
Yeah, bring that up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was about color, partner.
Yeah, and of course, they do political stunts. All these organizations, these quote unquote elite organizations, do that shit. They play those political games. That whole shit is a game. But what we just
That's
had
why I
on,
said what I said. It ain't gonna be good for the fellow
you cutting out
recognized
to say that again.
tribes. I already told you that, and I mean what I said, and I say what I mean.
Well, that's like it's kind of like the 501c3 thing where they can control,
I'm trying to go.
can add their control to the shit. They can butt in, insert themselves. They do that shit all the time.
I don't know why this internet.
Would you? I can pull it up. What you want me to pull up? I put in 1901 congressional record. It pulls up 1902. Okay, I see 1901 now. I need my reading glasses on.
No, why Facebook is doing this? I'm looking for it right now.
Yeah, I found some Congress.gov on Congress.gov.
Here we go. I got it. I got
Okay.
it. I got it. Hold on, let me see. Okay. Let me see if I can share it. All right. Can you see it, cuz?
Yeah,
Can you see it?
yeah, yeah. It's on the screen.
All
Muskogee.
right. The Muskogee Creek Indian Freeland Band of Black Creeks, right? And this is 2014 when I sent them this, and look what they put, right? And they used this in their court case. All right. So it said Yvmvse Indians were Negroes and were known afterwards as the fiercest of the Indian tribes of the South. The large Negro population of the coast of South Carolina is quite different from this here describes. The mayor of Beaufort, South Carolina, says that the town is remarkable for the quiet and good order. And most in particular thing is that the what? The Quadfags in his book on the human race asserted that the fact that the Africans lived in this island long before the discovery of America by Christopher Columbus. He is the high authority, and he says that the Yvmvse Indian were Negroes. All right, were Negroes. Quote, cited from the Congressional Series set of the United States government printing office 57 Congressional Records First Session House of Representative document 179 report of the Industrial Commission and Agriculture Labor and Washington Government Printing Office year of 1901, page 824. And you know what? When you had those that was of the Indian Defamation League on YouTube, when they were saying that my family was nothing but Negroes and we was not Indians and all that there, I said, well, you know what? I went on their doggone show because my cousin called me, and I went on the American Defamation League, and I told him to read the congressional records. So he was reading, and when he got to that part and everything, I said, don't stop, keep on reading. Because when
Right.
he got to the point when it said that the Yvmvse was Negroes, that motherfucker ain't want to touch it. And I said, don't play with my Yati Yvmvse. Don't do it.
Yeah, he
Don't
should.
do it. I don't. Hold on, let me see if you can see me on the camera. When it comes to my people, bruh, when it comes to this is my shit, boy. This is my shit. And I told you, don't speak on the Seminoles. Don't speak on it. Because y'all only know from the 1800s or the 1830s coming back to now. Right? But see, this is the motherfucking document that opened up Pandora's box. This the paperwork. And this is one of many. We didn't write that. The United States in them wrote it.
Yeah, it said Yvmvse Indians were Negroes. They are Negro Indians. They're describing it. They use that word Negro as a description, but they are Indians. It clearly says it.
Hold on. Wait. And they say, see the attachment copy of the congressional records set regarding the Yvmvse Indians. Please read the attached congressional records hearing in its entirety. Note to the reader. Look what it says. The Creek Freeman, Carl Tom, all right, negotiated and signed the Treaty of 1866. See, while other people thought it was Paleface and them that signed the motherfucking Treaty of 1866, which is the Reconstruction Treaty that was done with Elba Pike because the United States and them reneged on their doggone treaty and everything. They had to go ahead on and do a treaty with Elba Pike. in 1866, which became known as the Reconstruction Treaty. And that treaty was grandfathered in dealing with the United States. But let's get back to the congressional records. Let's pull it up.
Yeah.
So it goes on to say, let me see if I can enlarge it. Right, when they talk about Kyle Tom, who negotiated. And if you go look up a drawing of Kyle Tom, B. McCoo, Kyle Tom, he was a Negro. He was a Negro. A Negro. All right. On the behalf of the Creek Nation and granted citizenship to those Creeks of African descent, freeman Kyle Tom was also a Yvmvse Indian descendant. So you know what that means? That means his mama was Yvmvse. And I can go deeper because I can tell you what clan he come from. Don't play with me when it comes to my people, man. And it's not only for you that I'm saying, it's for anybody. Anybody can get this red stick from the talking stick. Anybody. All right. The Creek, the Seminoles, the Yamacraw, and the Yvmvse Indians were all tribes of the Creek Confederacy. All right. Let's click on it.
Okay, you got to pull that one up if it's a separate one. Okay.
I like when they try to play the color game because it's going to backfire on you. It's going to backfire.
We see is it some messages on the side. Oh yeah, right there. You say it. Right there.
Well, I'm about to know you.
I like it.
Come on now.
Well, it's on there.
Now what? There you go.
It's on there.
There you go. Right? Here it is right here.
That
is from the congressional record. You can see
in case it goes. Yeah, just make it go up a little more so we can see the end of it.
Well, I'm gonna scroll down.
Okay.
I'm gonna scroll down so you can see.
Okay. All right. I was just saying, in case it gets froze, we got a snapshot of the whole thing. But go ahead.
Oh shoot.
Okay. There we go.
Enlarge some.
Yeah, because that shit is little. That's why I had to put on my reading glasses.
Yeah, this shit is little. I'm trying to enlarge it. Why is this thing is acting crazy? I don't know. Oh my God.
24.
That's what we ain't gonna do over here on the we for equality and justice. Just don't take one admixture over the other. We not gonna do that.
Those many admixtures.
What is this?
Oh.
That's Mr. Phillips. But you can see it right here.
Okay. Let's read this whole thing.
All right. They said the large Negro population. All right, we already read that part right there. And they said that in most particular thing, according to the book, the human race asserted that the fact that the Africans lived on this land long before the discovery of America by Christopher Columbus, and he is the high authority. And he says that the Yvmvse Indian were
You cut off. Or you froze.
Negroes and were afterwards as the fears of the Indian tribes. Can you see me? Can you see me? You can hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
You can
Yeah,
hear
you
me?
good now. Yeah.
All right. All right. And it said by Mr. Phillips, right? It said, in fact, that they were much darker than the other Indians. Yes, it is a fact. Question. All right. And their hair was different too. So it is stated by one of the most distinguishable uh, anthropologists in the world, right? The author and collaborative of the proof of that the Spaniards found that one Negro was equal to 10 Indians for work, and that there were four important these Indian Negroes and carried them to the West Indies to experiment with. Okay, in the state guaranteed $3 per pup enrolled. In the case of the school taxes, do not produce that much. All right, and allow each school district to levy a medium tax for 4% on the property of the maintenance of the school. The school law requires that the instruction be given to agriculture in the public schools. Little has been done in this direction, and the other schools district and the school has recently been opened in which body and nature study are taught, right? So let's go down some more.
Yeah. But,
What is it? Come on.
yeah, but you read them first two important questions with the answer about what color are they
Yeah,
in air.
yeah. So yeah, it was about color. It was about color. Don't say it wasn't about no color when it was. Don't say that. Don't come on this platform and lie and say it wasn't about color when it was. Why you think the United States and them dead blood quattro? Because they knew about the
Yeah.
admixtures. They knew. They knew ever since Fort Negro. They knew. They knew about Fort Mose. They knew. They knew. Even when one of the captains told doggone Andrew Jackson, he said it ain't an Indian war, it's a Negro war. Because the Indian was the Negro. Come on,
Say
bro.
that. Say
Don't
that.
do
Say
that.
that again. Repeat that.
He said it's not an Indian war, it's a Negro war.
And who are
Because
the
the Negro
Negroes?
was the Indian, especially in the Southeast, especially in the Southeast, in the South Coast, from Louisiana all the way over to the Carolinas in Virginia.
Yeah, the Southeast, the East Coast, and the South. And we not even gonna bring up the Black Indians in California, quote unquote. We're not even gonna bring them up, but yeah. Yeah, there it is in black and white right there.
They even had to do that to retract that, bruh. They
Let
knew
me
they knew there was lying from the get-go.
I can't even see.
They knew they was lying from the get-go. They was taking those who didn't even much have admixtures and called them Freemans because they looked like niggas.
Negroes. What nephew saying?
That's why I said, don't do that because I'm gonna open up a whole can of worms. I'm gonna open up Pandora's box that they're not gonna be able to close.
Well, we have the documentation right here on the screen that is a source that backs up what was just stated. And I like
Mike,
this source.
when you talk about the Gullah Geechee, what people don't fail to realize, even with that, that's an admixture. That's
Yes,
an
there.
admixture. You got all these Johnny come latelys that's talking on shit that me and my cousin Quincy been talked on over a decade ago. That's what I'm saying. They just not catching up to what the fuck we've been saying all along.
But we glad they catching up. We glad they catching up because that's the goal.
Yeah, they catching up,
On
but they're
our
still doing it. But they're still trying to say that the Gullah Geechee is full Aboriginals, and they're not. It's an admixture.
Well, if you look at Queen Cat, you can clearly see it's an admixture. She
Yeah,
is.
but they're not saying that though. I'm talking about those who got a platform and they're saying
Right,
that the Gullah Geechee and
right.
them is full
I
Indian or
know what
Aboriginals and they're not.
I know what you're saying, but I'm just saying if you look at her and even that video, even nephew got a video of her stating that she's a
They got
mixture.
admixtures.
Yeah, she was talking about her indigenous heritage and her African
Right,
Kizzy heritage. She's talking about that.
right. But yet you got people in them that say, oh, the transatlantic slave trade never happened, and it never happened. And how the fuck you got Africans in them from certain tribal nations and them helping in the Yvmvse War in the 1715? And
Right.
how the fuck they get over here? Because they showed didn't take no motherfucking Pan African airline to get over here. They showed didn't take the French airline to get over here. So how the fuck else they get over here then?
Well, yeah.
Explain that shit
Yeah.
to me.
Right. They just embellished the numbers. We know that it happened. There was a Indian slave trade and an African slave trade. It is documented.
And once again, I'm putting out a disclaimer. Anything that I say is
You cut out, but yes, on this page, the Southeastern Talking Stick podcast, past the Talking Stick, these are our discussions with our opinions, backed up by references and facts, but it does not reflect the individual tribal nations we are affiliated with. Because I can't hear you, cuz.
yeah, they playing with the broadcast now. They messing with it. But it's all
Yeah,
gravy though.
yeah. Well, I said the disclaimer, and it is in the description box, the disclaimer. So we
Yeah.
have
But like I said,
references
I'm
to
here
back.
for there's a reason why they have a medicine wheel. You know what I'm saying? The medicine wheel is not in confrontation with one another. It's supposed to be harmony. And that's why I'm trying to show dealing with harmony. You don't need because dealing with the NCAI, right? You have federal recognized tribes that don't even much want to recognize state tribes, right? And the state tribes and them trying to be recognized by the federal recognized tribes. But yet, why do you need the federal government to recognize and put enmity between both the state and the federal? Why we just can't come together and recognize everybody like we did before the colonizers got here?
Exactly. I'm with that.
Why? You got people say, oh, if you're not federally recognized, you're not an Indian. If you're not state recognized, you're not an Indian. Hold on.
That's
Were
a
you
lot.
not were you not Indians before there was such thing as a federal and state?
Right. But your
Which,
blood
which
don't have federal or state nothing written on it. That's your blood.
which we didn't call ourselves Indians anyway. I'm just using
We
that
called
as a
ourselves by
political way of saying.
our tribal
We ain't
nation.
call ourselves by our name. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, you got people talking about, oh, I'm federally recognized or I'm state recognized. Man, fuck all that. That's why I'm at. I'm at saying, man, fuck all that. Why we just can't come together and commune with one another and do this shit right?
If you got one drop of Indian blood or a tribal nation that's indigenous to the Americas, if you got one drop of that, then you are our extended family.
What's happening, nephew? But you know what? You know what's so funny? You know what's so funny? They say one drop of Indian blood makes you an Indian, but one drop of Negro blood makes you a Negro, but yet the Negro is the Indian with that one drop. Oh, but yet they want to do a blood quantum and say that you're supposed to be 16, but yet 1% can determine your whole genetic makeup.
Yeah, that's
So somebody messed up on that mat. I want them to play with that bullshit with me. Play that bullshit with me. Play that blood quantum shit with me. Oh, but yet y'all said one blood of an Indian makes you an Indian, but yet that same one drop rule. And even if you want to go to that part, if you want to be stupid, we can make it go catch 22 on a motherfucker. You know why? Because if you go back over there to Europe, did not the Moors and them ran Europe for almost 700 to 800 years? So did they not sleep with the white women over there and the white women had children for them? So therefore, you got motherfuckers like they say in the French and we say it in the doggone Creole community. Oh, that motherfucker won't be passé blanc. You want to pass for white when you were nothing but a nigga. Let's tell it all. Let's tell it all. I'm here to bust that bitch wide open like the Red Sea. Let's talk about it. All your monarchs of Europe was niggas, but they were passing for white. Let's talk that shit. Let's talk it. That's why they wanted to whitewash it. That's why they wanted to whitewash it, not to let you know there was a nigga behind the shit.
A Negro.
Yeah. Yeah. Why you gonna look up their coat of arms, right? Their coat of arms and shit, and you got nothing but Negroes on the coat of arms that's supposed to be dealing with their family name. How you get a nigga in your coat of arms? And it was not slaves. They got crowns on with hoop earrings in, showing they have
royalty.
Royalty. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. So
let's talk about it. I'm gonna bust this shit wide open. I told him specifically. Now the red stick is out. Everybody can get it.
Well, the red stick is always present. We have the talking stick and the red
That's
stick.
right on the side of the talking stick.
Right. So, it's always present.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Even Queen Elizabeth, right? Even she got German Moorish blood. Huh? She said she's supposed to be related to Daoud. In the Hebrew, his name is Daoud. But in the English, he's supposed to be David. But was it David an Israelite? Was he not a Negro? So she told on herself then. Let's play with it. Come on. Let's do this shit.
Well, let's all get
racism, back. That shit is gonna stop. It's gonna stop.
Yeah, discrimination and racism it's unnecessary, actually. When everybody do some digging in their genealogy, in their bloodlines, you're gonna have what?
Mike, you gotta tell the truth, bro. That's right. I'm crazy on this shit.
Oh yeah.
They know. They know. In the societies, they know. They know.
And in those secret societies, they know who we are.
They know. They know who they are too. They know they got Negro blood in them, but they won't try to deny it.
What is that? It's a group, the Daughters of something. I can't think.
You have the Daughters of American Revolution. You got the Daughters of the Confederacy. All them artists, they know they got Negro blood in them. They know it. They know it.
Yeah, it's this racism is a form of self-hate for them.
Right. They just don't hate niggas because niggas showed them how to take a motherfucking bath. Right? They got a whole book that's called Dirt. Go look it up. Go read the book called Dirt. How they had to teach them how to get clean and all that there. Right? Go get the book that's called There Was White and There Was Slaves. Go look it up. What's the reason why the Catholic Church and them had to come up with a collection plate? They had to come up with a collection plate because that was a ransom plate that they had to get the money to pay the Moors off from kidnapping their boats and shit. Let's talk about it. See, that's the shit they teach over there in Europe. They don't teach that over here. I'm not gonna be no victim to no motherfucking racism. I know the motherfucking shit. You can't tell me to go back to Africa. You can't tell me that.
You can't tell me that. I'm at home.
Because I'm gonna play that shit with you. And I'm gonna hurt your feelings.
Yeah, I'm at home.
When you speak the truth, then your feelings ain't gonna be involved. The reason why people lie is to hide the doggone truth. Let's speak it for what it is.
Yeah. Well, since 2012, that was the official. The veil is lifted.
I've been saying Christopher Columbus was a motherfucking Moorish supporting Jew.
Yeah, and what's his name?
It take a nigga to go amongst a nigga to deceive a nigga. you ain't gonna be no pale face and come in. You're gonna be like, man, who the fuck is this motherfucker? You don't supposed to be in my neighborhood. But since you look like us, we're like, oh, okay, all right. But we didn't know what your fucking intentions was. We didn't know that you had an edict coming from the Pope saying that, oh, spread Catholicism, and those who don't accept Catholicism, leash the dogs on them. The same shit that they did in motherfucking 1493, they did it in motherfucking 1965 and 1968, releasing the dogs on the people. Their tactics have not changed.
Yeah.
Only thing they did was bought out the water holes after that.
Yeah, well, it's a new day. It's a new day.
This is why I don't play that black and white game. I ask them, what's your nationality? Because when they say what their nationality is, you'll be like, oh, you got an AdMixture in you. Right? Look at the book by David McRitchie, Ancient and Modern Brits. They show you that the Britons was niggers. They show you that the Celtics were niggers. They show you that the Druids was niggers.
Negroes.
Well, I'm just being,
I know. I'm just, I'm over here. Yeah. But yeah. This is why.
Let's deal with it. Let's deal with the nationality part.
Right.
Because you say you white. Okay, you white from where? You know what I'm saying? No, tell me what nation that you come from that's over there in Europe, and I can tell you that a nigga touched it.
Yeah, it's a form of self-hate. Racism and discrimination is a form of self-hate. I've said that for years. But yeah, there you have it.
Let's get the four brothers all together and sit down and do this thing right. And maybe this earth can actually heal. But it ain't gonna heal when you got racism. We supposed to be the custodian of the earth, and we all guilty of poisoning the earth. We all guilty. We all use oil in cars that they siphon from out the ocean, but yet they can't put the oil back in the earth, but they got gallons of barrels at the bottom of the ocean. Yeah, we all guilty of partaking of it.
Yeah, we need to restore
using Freon for our air conditioners, both for the home and car and the refrigerator and all that there. Yeah, we demise.
We got a lot of work to do to restore.
We got a lot of work to do, but we gotta deal with it with the family of nations. Let's get right and stop all that doggone foolishness with this motherfucking racism.
Yes, exactly.
That's my part.
Yeah.
That's my point. You know, you had certain people that wanted to rule the motherfucking world, and you still got people that want to rule the world. But
Right.
hell, you know,
Greedy.
yeah, they're being greedy. What you being greedy for? You know, Tears for Fears got that song. Everybody wants to rule the world. I don't
It
want to
even
rule the world. I just want to live in it.
got a song Greed. Listen to that. Side note.
Yeah, Honda DeSoto. Yeah, he was Tony. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. See, when you know the truth, you can cut the lies like a blade. You heard me? Just speak the truth. Be like, man, look, don't come over here talking all that stuff, man. Go look at your crescent and your coat of arms of your family.
Monique. Okay.
And I'm passionate. That's why I'm speaking like that. I'm an Aries. I'm passionate. I'm not angry. I'm just passionate. So that's to get that shit straight. It'll be like, oh, he angry. No, I'm not angry. I'm just passionate. Yeah.
This is the time of restoration.
Even still pulse. Who shall save the human race? Who shall save the human race? Tell me. Who shall save the human race? We
Us.
gotta save ourselves.
Us. Us.
We gotta save ourselves.
Exactly. Does anybody have any comments or questions? Anybody want to join our sacred circle before we cut out? We at our 2 hour mark.
I just want the people to tell the truth. Stop lying to the people. Tell the truth. Speak on the truth. You already know, you heard me? Mike, you already know. Oh.
So, recap. We went over
Seven Wall. Oh, hey.
we went over tribal disenrollment. If for those that's joining late, we went over tribal disenrollment and all of the drama with that. We talked about how are they leaving off the blood quantum for the freedmen's, but they list the blood quantum for everyone else. We went over the Yvmvses are a multi-ethnic confederation of Native Americans.
And it
Right?
just wasn't Native Americans. They just put that in a book. It was a multi-ethnic confederation of multiple people. Multiple, including the Africans.
We went over that. And we briefly touched on the Gullah Wars because we touched on the Yvmvse Wars, the Seminole Wars, the Black Seminoles, the Gullahs. We briefly touched on that. Yeah. Does anybody have any comments or questions? Anybody want to come on for a couple of minutes? Yeah, well, you can
Yeah,
always rewatch our podcast. They're listed on our page as past lives.
when you know the truth, that's when things can heal. You know, when you know the truth, that's when things can heal. Everybody need to come together and recognize each other. You have what? You have 500. You have 570 something federal recognized tribes, right? Just imagine if those 570 something tribes was to come together and have their own economic base, especially
Mhm.
when you have the Negroes that's also a part of your family who's supposed to be the biggest consumers. So let's think about it.
Exactly.
If they're the biggest consumers and everything, everything can come back together dealing with the land. But you know what? They don't want to see that happen. They don't want to see
Unity,
that happen.
unity is the solution and the medicine for our people.
Right. Right, George, you're right, baby. Thank you for that. You heard me? You
You
know,
can watch
and that's
our
the
past
thing.
lives.
How many
He
shows
said
we did?
he said he missed. This is the 11th show. He said he missed us last week. Yeah, you need to watch last week. Just go to our main page and you can go past lives, or you can go to our playlist that has Southeastern Talking Stick podcast, past the Talking Stick. And you can look at all of our installments.
You know, and then you had certain tribes that actually adopted white women, right? You had certain tribes. The bill said that there was the first women battle shelter. You know, because I already showed you how the European men didn't respect their women back then. Their women back then, you know, and new women ran away and would join certain nations and everything. You know that part. No, we don't have a call in line, huh, cuz?
No, but I did post a link. I'm gonna show it again. Each
Yeah.
time it will be different. The link will be different each time. Catch it when I show it. You can copy and paste it and join in, and I will tag you in. So no, we don't need a call in line. We just need this link, and I'm gonna share it again.
And that's how they wind up getting the nations divided too. Like the Battle of Red Sticks of 1812. You know what I'm saying? You know, you had those nations that wanted to be like the Europeans and everything. They became known as the white sticks. You know what I mean? Man, look, put that white stick down and come back to the red stick, man. Let's do what we're supposed to do. Let's do what we're supposed to do. Let's honor one another. Let's honor one another and move with one another.
Exactly. Unity is the solution and medicine for our people.
Once you click on the link right there that she just put to join the discussion, just hit that link, and then it's gonna put you in the back chat, and she gonna bring you up. It's real easy and simple. And if you don't want your face to be shown, you can actually hit the camera to not let your face be shown. You know, but yeah, the racism gotta stop. It gotta stop.
Exactly.
You know, I understand family members go through things and stuff and everything, but it shouldn't go to the point to where you can't deal with family no more. You know what I'm saying? It's time to get family back together. It's time to get family back together.
It'll be hard.
It's time to get family back together, right? They
True family.
supposed to they're supposed to come and sit at our table. We don't supposed to go begging at their table. Like, nah, y'all came and y'all found us here, but yet y'all gonna tell us what to do in our own house. That's what I said about Martin Luther King thing when he said, "Oh, we exile in our own homeland, but yet you asking for civil rights in your own homeland." Like, no, you supposed to have human rights in your own homeland.
Yes, because we are the real people, the true people, the principal people.
Right, right. They're supposed to be like, hey, can we do this on y'all land? Can we do this? Can we do that? And then another thing, with those treaties, with the land was given and all that there, that those treaties right there, That's non and void. And the reason why, because no chief cannot sign no land away without the permission of their clan mother. That part. That
Yeah,
part.
it's
I
supposed
want
to
to
be
put that out there.
protocol. Yeah, it's supposed to be
The treaty
protocol.
that, yeah,
Tribal.
yeah, those treaties that was done with Andrew Jackson and all that there, and with the land allotment and stuff, that ain't supposed to happen like that because the clan mothers didn't say get rid of the land.
All right, we're
So
gonna
those
bring
chiefs at that time that signed that shit, they're supposed to get their head bashed in. That part.
Peace, Mike.
What's going on, Mike?
Still loading, so give it a second. If you're saying something. Yeah, your internet is or something is
It's
going on.
buffering.
It's still loading, Mike.
What's happening, George? Yeah, I asked a lot of my um older relatives for the past 2 to 3 years, and they definitely know about our family coming from the people of this land, and besides my family. Yo,
Both sides of his family.
yeah, it's buffering for Mike.
Yeah, Mike, you want to come back? I'm gonna drop you off and come back. Come back. We got a couple of more minutes.
You know, it's like with the people of Chickamauga. There's like my family, they've been rolled. They've been rolled since the 1800s, and now they disenrolled us.
Yeah,
But one thing about it, even if they disenroll you, they still don't disenroll the blood.
right,
That don't
exactly. That's what I
disenroll
said.
the blood.
Your blood is your blood.
Your
Can't
blood
nobody
is your blood.
can't nobody fuck with that. Only the creator, creatress,
Right.
source
Your
of all
blood is
things.
your blood. Your blood is your blood. Try to come back in, Mike.
Yeah, try to come back because it was still buffering.
Yeah, it was buffering for a long time.
We thank y'all for tuning in and spending a little time with us. We're gonna keep on bringing these hardcore discussions that we must have. Uh,
Yeah.
and we're gonna bring more special guests. We're gonna keep giving references and
Yeah,
all of
it would be like, stop thinking you mighty or we federal recognized. You gonna try to look down on your other brothers and sisters
that.
in
You got
federal
them
recognized.
people in your business at the end of the day. You got them
Right.
people
And
in
they
your
can
business.
go ahead on and not federally recognize you no more. Now, what's the criteria not to acknowledge you no more? I mean, the federally recognize you no more. Who knows, right? How they say, the Lord giving, the Lord take it away. They give it to you, they can take it away. So don't be on the high horse looking for what we federally recognize, man. Look, come amongst your family and get recognized.
Exactly.
Right. Govern yourselves and call your territory by the name that your family called it long time ago. You supposed to be a tribal government? God damn it, act like it. That part. Is that too much for me to ask for all those federal recognized tribes and state recognized tribes, and those tribes who are not recognized by either party of the colonial, why we all just can't come together and recognize one another?
Right. Because it's about the blood. If you have the blood, it's what you are. That can't be erased or disenrolled. So we
Right.
need to work on the unity, having discussions, and put some actions behind what we come up with.
Right? Like, like case in point, you have the Navajo Nation. They're federally recognized, but they're having worse water problem than motherfucking Flipwood, Michigan.
The Dene?
I mean, yeah, yeah, the Navajo in them is having bad water problems down there on their reservation. You know what? Let me see let me see something. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the video.
And you
Let's
talked
see if we can find
about
it.
um okay, us unifying and having these conversations and recognizing each other. Isn't that what isn't that what the good people of Fauna are trying to do?
I don't know because I haven't spoken with Fauna and I'm not a
Okay.
member of Fauna, so
Okay.
that would have to be addressed to those who are of Fauna.
Okay. Okay. So, um I know when I was a part of other communities also, we talked about having basically a round table, kind of like the United Nations, but for us by us. That's what we need to have. For us by us, with us unifying and recognizing each other.
All right, here we go.
What you got? What you
Uh,
got?
let me, let me pull it up. And the Navajo in them is very recognized. But look at here. They have it. They have in this right. Right. They were saying about recent 2020 estimate suggested that approximately 15% of the population of the Navajo Nation still don't have access to pipe water to their homes. And they were saying about how providing safety drinking water in areas um, with abandonation, right? Being abandoned. And on the Navajo Nation, a life without war. You know, and this nation is federally recognized. Okay, they're federally recognized, and they still having problems with their water. Now they don't talk about it in the mainstream news like they're supposed to, like they did with Flintwood, Michigan. You know what I'm saying? But yet, this is a
But
this is
isn't
a
it crazy how, how when other countries have disasters, don't they send money and shit to them and supplies? But over here, when we have any kind of disaster or crisis, that money should be for our people here. I just
yeah, but
think
it's
it's really messed up and strange that they will send funds to foreign countries to help them with their crisis. But you
right.
got crisis here in
You got
the
crisis
America.
in your own backyard. Right, right. Now, mind you, this is the Navajo in them is a federal recognized tribe. They are,
That
but
didn't
they're
they?
having problems. Well, why the United States is not doing anything about it?
That's $1 million question. I wonder, are there any updates of them getting that fixed? And that was what, 2003?
I'm about to put up update.
2023. What about today?
Update today. I'm putting it now. Still.
Yeah, this is just an example
Was the
of
Supreme Court
how that
decision in Arizona versus the Navajo Nation entails the sacred water and treaty rights of the Southwest? What's the percentage of people of the Navajo Nation in the United States lacking running water? What did the Supreme Court rule against the Navajo Nation in the Colorado River case? See, they got all that going on. They're supposed to have a water project.
Yeah, water is sacred. Like, that's the thing that you need to survive. Water. That sends a loud effed up message that you would mess with people's water and not help them. And you have the ability to help them.
Water security on the Navajo Nation. The Navajo Nation have served water infrastructure and defines an impact to health, economics, and welfare of the Navajo residents without proper water. See, the Navajo Nation water rights are at the center. So you have all this going on. You have all this going on.
They have to be held
But yet,
accountable.
but yet, all these federal recognized tribes, the United States is not doing anything about it.
When they should, since they got their hand in the cookie jar, they need to be
Yeah,
doing
George.
everything to help.
Yeah, George. George. You're absolutely right. I remember when Hurricane Katrina had hit New Orleans and other countries overseas offered to send support, but the United States turned it down. They sure did because Haiti wanted to send aid. Puerto Rico wanted to send aid. Jamaica wanted to send aid. Africa wanted to send aid. You know what I'm saying? All of them had wanted to send aid. But according to the United States Constitution, it said no states can't do no dealings with other countries unless it goes through the federal.
And how is that?
Yeah. But see, each state in them they had messed up when they did their constitutional convention and Article 10 locked them in with the federal jurisdiction. You see, and this is why when they said that the South succeeded the Union, well, actually they didn't, because the way how the Constitution and the Article, the 10th Amendment, actually had them locked in, right? So yeah, the only way that a state can separate from the federal government if there was to do another constitutional convention, and nobody hasn't done that yet. I mean, you got Texas that talk about separating, but yet you got to do a constitutional convention in order to do that. But see, that's a part of law too, if I'm not mistaken. Anybody can correct me on that part, but I think that's the reason why they can't actually do it because they got to do doing that do a constitutional convention.
I guess
Let's see
Mike
something.
he ain't coming back, so What's up, cuz? You good? We at 224.
For a
What's up?
nation, for a nation to succeed out of the union, hold on, let me see something. For a nation to annex out of the United States, there must be another constitutional convention. Okay. Do y'all see what it says right here? Stopping the dangerous Article 10 convention. See, that
Perfect.
Article 10 locked them in. Under the Article 10 of the United States Constitution, Congress is required to hold a constitutional convention if 2/3 of the state legislators and the 34 states all call for one. So yeah, so they never had a constitutional convention for them to exceed out of the union back then when Abraham Lincoln was president, and the South with the 13 states actually became the Confederate Union with their president Jeff Davis, but they couldn't do that because they didn't even much have a constitutional convention.
That's Article 5, cuz.
What is Article 5?
Hmm.
Well, Article 5. Yeah, because VI is 6. But Article 10 too. Let me see what it said about Article 10. Let's see. Um, what did James Madison expect the Constitutional Convention to do? The Articles of Confederation became the framework for a government at war and were sent to the state to approve in 1777. Okay. Yeah, 10 is X.
Hmm.
Sort of be like that. Let's see. That's Article 5. Let's see what Article 10 says.
Oh, he said, okay.
Huh?
Yeah, okay. Oh, let's add Mike.
Oh, he came in?
Yeah. Peace, Mike. What's up? You
Yeah,
gotta
What's
what's
up, Mike?
going on, man? How y'all doing? I'm having a little problem with the Wi-Fi. That's why. How y'all doing, man? I'm having a little problem with the Wi-Fi. That's why I cut out last time, man.
Well, you
Y'all
on
got
here
a good
now, man.
podcast,
You
man. I
on here
like y'all.
now.
Yeah,
What's
yeah, I
happening?
like y'all podcast, man. Look. I first checked you out on the anonymous party, man, with all with them guys. That's when I
Yeah,
first
yeah, yeah. That's kind of cool. Yeah,
checked you out. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, because I really kind of, what I'm saying, I'm from the Ninth Ward, man, New Orleans. I really kind of got into this stuff, man. I do a lot of reading, like I was telling you last time I had chat with you, I mean, on here. I got all the books. I got the Ancient and Modern books by David McRitchie. I got what I got?
right,
I got all Lee Cummings books. I got what's your Ivan Van Sertima came before Columbus. I got man, I got a whole bunch of books. I got Carter G. Woodson books. I got what's the other guy? Man, what's his name? Damn, what's his name? The guy. I just got a whole bunch of books, man. I do a bunch of reading, studying, everything, man. I really got into this, man. I really got into this, man. How y'all
you
doing
talking about
tonight, though?
David? I
Y'all
him.
doing
What's
good?
up? You talking about David? I him. What's up?
what?
No, what the guy name is? The one
You
he
talking about?
man, he wrote a bunch of uh
Jack Forbes?
man, what's his name? He got the book Nature Knows No Color Line. Nature
Hmm.
Knows No Color Line.
Oh, J. Rogers. J. Rogers.
Jay Rogers, yeah, yeah. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, that's the OG book there. You gotta get that one. That one and they came before Columbus is like the OG book for the you gotta have them two in your collection, man. What you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, those
What
are
you
good
think? Man,
books.
I gotta
Yeah,
get
you
Jack
got
Ford's
that
book.
book, and you also got
I got the Negro rulers of the Irish and British Isles too. I got that one too. Ireland and British Isles.
yeah,
I got that one
yeah.
too.
That's a good
I,
book.
yeah, I gotta get the other book by what's the guy name? He from Europe too, man. What's his name?
What's the book about?
It's telling you about the black races that started in Europe and stuff. Black races. What's the guy name? What's his name? What's the guy? He wrote the book in like 1850s or 1860s. I forgot his name.
Hmm.
Not David McRitchie, the other guy. Everybody uses his book for sources too, man. Damn, I forgot his name. I can't get it in. But yeah, man. But I like y'all podcast, man. I try to tune in every Saturday. I missed last Saturday. I guess I gotta go back and watch it,
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
That
you
was a
go
good
back and watch
Yeah.
it. It was a good one.
Yeah, go back and watch it, man. I see y'all been on. I caught y'all. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the first 50 minutes of the show because I jumped in, I think, at 50 minutes or whatever. I see y'all
one.
were talking about. I had actually in the chat too about the Gullah Geechee because I had did a little research on the Gullah Geechee. I know you were saying that it's the admixture of African and the indigenous. I kind of thought they were just indigenous. I didn't know they had it. Well, they're gonna have an admixture too, but I never thought they had a strong one like that.
Yeah, if you look at Queen Cat, she clearly has an admixture.
I'm not familiar with her though. I'm gonna have to check her
She's
out. I'm
the,
not familiar.
she's the queen of the Gullah Geechee. She's like you see her representing them like on panels and things. If you just like
Okay.
look on YouTube for the Gullah Geechee, you'll see her face.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
about to check her out, man. I never checked.
Georgia
She looks
said when the
African.
federal government first formed, weren't they just a liaison between the states and other countries,
That's what's up.
right or wrong?
Yeah,
Um,
that's what's up, man.
They're trying to make
well,
themselves a liaison.
dealing with the
Yeah, yeah.
13 colonies. Um, well, you can actually look up the 13 colonies were still colonies of the British Crown. Um, it's so much with that. That'll take a whole nother motherfucking show to do about the United States and them still under the British Crown. That's a whole
Yeah,
nother thing.
I'm actually reading
You
all Lee
know,
Cummings books on that right now, man. The 13 Black Colonies.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm actually reading that right now, man. 13 Black Colonies. With Lee Cummings.
This
yeah,
this is Queen Cat of the Gullah Geechee. That's what she
yeah.
looked
Queen
like.
Okay.
Cat. Yeah.
Let me see. All right. More quick, good one. Okay. Well, she got a YouTube channel or something?
Yeah, she's an author. She got a YouTube, Facebook, all social media platforms. If you look up anything Gullah
Okay.
Geechee, you're gonna mention her. Like
Okay.
I
She
said,
an author too. I'm about to get a book. I'm gonna have to get a book. I'm gonna have to definitely get a book,
Yeah.
man.
So
Yeah,
article.
yeah. Last time I watched. I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. You got it. You got it.
Last time I watched, man, you got cut off. I think you was having problem with your phone or not. Was part of the last time you was on there, man. You were cooking too, man, but you had problem with your phone or something. You was on there the last time you was on there with I think Nine Ether and them guys was on there with you.
Oh yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
had a
I
problem
hear
with
the,
your phone. You cut off. You
yeah,
ain't never came back. Yeah,
slow
yeah,
it down.
yeah,
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 because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I wanted to hear the dude. I wanted to hear the dude when he debunked the transatlantic slave trade, and I'm like, huh? Like,
Yeah,
how
yeah,
you
yeah,
debunk
yeah.
that?
Yeah, everybody keeps saying that, man. What it is they had the transatlantic slave trade, but the numbers they talking about, it wasn't what they talking about. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, that's all. They
Right,
had the trend. Dan
right.
Calloway be saying that too, man. He be saying that crazy stuff too, man. Yeah,
He's not the
Yeah.
only one.
yeah, they had this.
Well, you know from where we at right here in New Orleans, in Chapatula's
Yeah,
territory, we already know because we show the beautiful blend of the gumbo of both cultures on Mardi Gras Day, St. Joseph Night,
yeah, yeah.
Super Sunday,
Yup,
uptown, downtown, and across the river,
yeah,
and at the
yeah,
gas
yeah.
station. So I
Yup,
don't know.
Indian and African culture. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know
yeah,
how they gonna refute that.
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe
yeah. That's crazy. I
they
don't know why they say
don't
that.
have that. Yeah, where they live, they probably don't embrace that.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
you
We
know,
just,
even, even we got the church that's called St. Augustine that's right there in the Trimmy area, you know,
yeah, yeah,
and that's
yeah,
right down the street from Congo Square. Every Sunday
yeah,
after they have service, they will let the Indians and African slaves go down to the Congo Square and they do what they do. See, what people don't fail to realize is that here in Louisiana, there was horse, but there wasn't that horse on their slaves, like talking about it, because they would let their slaves gather in Congo Square. And they
Right?
would
And
play the
Marie
djembe.
Laveau
yeah,
lit it up.
yeah,
Yeah,
The
yeah.
voodoo
And
queen.
that's how you know they had Africans, because you had the bambula, and that's how you got the beat.
yeah. Okay.
And you hear that,
Yeah.
in the Mardi Gras Indian chants. Una de, una de, una de,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
una de,
yeah. That's
una de,
well, what's his name?
una de.
Ricky B had put that in one of his songs, one of his old songs.
Yeah,
Ricky B, Unane, who got the fire? I know you from the 7 so I know you know about that. Yeah,
yeah, I know Ricky. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
Ricky
yeah,
from
yeah,
out the
yeah,
St. Bernard.
yeah, 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 yeah. He got that in his song. But you know what I'm starting to research on now? On the black slave owners, because I'm looking at the decors. They own a slave plantation at Point Coupe, Louisiana. You know anything about that?
Yeah, yeah, you had him.
Yeah, yeah, they had got some slave. They was getting slave ship from Virginia coming to their plantation. Man, I seen the stuff.
Well, hell,
Yeah,
right here in Trinity, right here in Trinity was a black slave owner.
who that is? I'm not even familiar with that. Who that is?
Right here, but by North Robinson and Trimmy, right there where they got the slave quarters
Yeah,
at. Yay,
yeah.
yay.
Well, that black. All right, all right. Man. You know
Old
this the
boy,
French too. This was
yeah, yay. He was a black Frenchman.
French Huguenots. So a lot of them people was yeah. Them black,
Yeah,
Europeans. Yeah.
he married a Choctaw woman. That's how he wound up getting that land.
Cause you get down. What's up? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they had a lot of that going on too, man. European, them coming marrying them Indians, getting their land.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on, man. A lot of that
Cause
going on.
they found out the child is where the land lies.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of that, man. Yeah, there's a lot, man. There's a lot of stuff, man. You learn a lot of stuff, man. New stuff every day. Then you gotta go back and you learn more stuff, and you learn how to put stuff together once you learn it. There's history stuff, man. There's a lot of stuff with it. You gotta, keep your mind on with this.
Yeah,
Yeah, fact
Yeah,
yeah.
check.
Because
it's a
like you
lot. It's a
said,
fact check
with the
too.
Huguenots involved in there, and the Melungians and all these other
The
rest of the
Melungeons,
enslavement
yeah,
that's
yeah.
Red bones.
in.
Abraham
Yeah,
Lincoln was a Melungeon. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Abraham Lincoln was a Melungeon. Yeah, yeah. That's how you get that
Yes, he
they
was.
saying, the dark skin. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Abraham, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of different, man. Yeah, it's a bunch of stuff, man. It's a bunch of stuff,
Right.
brother. Yeah, Yeah, the research is a lot of, what first made me get. I'm gonna tell you what first made me get into, like, really think about this, man, because a lot of stuff didn't add up. I didn't understand how that. Why would they come way over here to the Americas and then go way back to Africa and get slaves? Why they just don't? Why they just didn't enslave the people that was over here already? And
They
people
did
that
that.
know about the land. Why would you? You know what I'm saying? I know
They
they
did
did
that
that, but I'm
first.
saying that's what kind of. I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what made me think. Man, these people got to be lying to us because this don't add up, man. Why would they do something like that? That's not even. That's bad business. Bad. You don't work business like that.
Yeah, so that's what made you start digging deeper.
Digging deeper, yeah, because things just gotta add up, man. It just and I'm a person like this here, man. If my mama tell me something, I still gotta, and I love her to death. I still gotta go behind and see if it's true.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
don't just let people tell me just anything. And I started looking in and started digging into this stuff, man. I was younger when I was like, man, this stuff, a lot of this stuff is not adding up like they saying, man. It ain't adding up. And like you were saying about the Christopher Columbus being a Sephardic Jew, being black, how would they wouldn't accept? I don't think they would accept a white guy that way they accepted him when he first landed in San Salvador.
Bingo. Bingo.
Yeah, that just don't make sense. It didn't make sense, man. It got that stuff like that, little stuff like that keyed me on, just didn't make sense, man. You know?
Right.
Yeah, you start to, but another thing too, man, I try to teach people about this stuff, man. You can't even tell them, man. They don't want to hear this. They all right with going with how it is. They were told to them.
Right.
You'll find your
Yeah,
tribe, so to speak, the people that are interested in the same things that
yeah,
you're interested in. They just ain't ready. Them people that you trying to share with, they ain't ready.
yeah. I told them do their genealogy and stuff. They like, man, they going with what was told to them. So hey, man, I'm not trying to convince them. They'll learn one day, man. But man, I don't want to. I know y'all been on long, man, and
No,
I
you
know y'all.
good.
Y'all been on long, man. Huh? You good? Yeah, yeah.
You
Okay,
good.
okay. I just want to make
You
sure, man. I
good.
know. Yeah,
You talking.
Yeah,
I know you.
we
I know
got
y'all been
Yeah,
on, bro.
we
we
got
like
a
to
good
talk.
Yeah, yeah.
right. We got a good 30 minutes.
Huh?
We got a good 30 minutes left.
Yeah, yeah. Cause I had I remember last time I was chatting with y'all, and then I was at Burgess, and I know Cheeto said he had been in there. He had been in it a while. Yeah. When I had chatted with y'all, that was about 3 weeks ago or something. I had chatted with
Yeah.
y'all on the I was passing things. I was in Burgess. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shit, I'm chilling, man. I was in a dagger shop right here, man. Yeah, chilling.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, man. But I be trying to do a lot of research, do a lot of
Yeah.
reading, man. I try to read like 20 pages a day, man. Actually, 20 pages a day, man. Matter of fact, I got a book coming in. I got a book coming in. Uh, Next week. That's a OG book too, man. From Timbuktu to I'm talking about the Windsor guy wrote it. What's it?
Yeah.
From Timbuktu to Babylon. Yeah, I got that
Yeah.
one coming in. Should be coming in later
They got
this
a
week.
part, they got a
So I
part
gotta
one and
check
part.
that out.
They got a they got a part one and part two.
Oh, they got a part two too. I just got part one. I'm glad you told me that. I need to get part two
Yeah,
then.
they got a part two.
Yeah,
Yeah, they got a part
yeah,
two.
yeah. You know. I gotta check that out. They got another book I want to get too, but it's kind of old. It's what's the name of that book? Damn, what's the name of that book? It's an older book, man.
What
I
they
seen it
talking
on
about?
it's is it's what is it? It's called, what's the name of that book? Is the Old World something? Old World. America's the Old World. That's what they. But I don't believe in that. But I really do be trying to read and to see what they're talking about. But I don't
Well,
believe that
well,
though. But I
I
be
I
reading
I
it. Yeah.
I'll tell you this. don't even much waste your money on that, bro. On that.
And where's your Yeah, they got to part one and part two. You know what? I don't believe that, but I like to hear what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, they say Egypt was
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. If you want some bullshit
yeah.
to read,
Hey, look, I'm gonna make you laugh.
I ain't gonna pay for no
I'm sorry,
bullshit.
good.
I ain't
Yeah,
gonna pay
yeah,
for no
yeah, yeah,
bullshit.
yeah. Yeah, I'm finna make you laugh. You was on anonymous part and you went off on the Horace Butler book.
Oh, you got that bullshit too?
No, I ain't got it. You was going off. You was telling my
Yeah,
boy,
I
man,
get
what's
that
the name?
bullshit.
Yeah, you were telling about the American Egypt shit. You were going on. You was like, you were going on, bro. You was like, how the fuck they keep coming with that shit? Excuse my language.
Bro,
I don't
that's
want to
what
curse, but
boy
how they
got
come?
this book about
Yeah,
American old world. It said
yeah,
he talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
that
yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm
He
like,
talk about it, man. He just, yeah,
they need to stop that
yeah. It's
shit.
crazy.
That's why people
Yeah.
all fuck with this discombobulated right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why that's why they got their conscious community. They don't really mess with them because you know what they do too. They try to say the Nile is the Mississippi River, man. They get me with that every time. That's crazy. How they still believe that, man?
Yeah, we addressed
Yeah,
that in one of the shows with Turtle Gang.
yeah.
Uh
Yeah.
They
show.
love to say that,
And
man.
look,
Yeah,
we right here on the Mississippi. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah. They
And,
crazy with that, man. You know what I'm
and
saying?
I traveled going through that, and there once I saw Egyptian name on the motherfucking river.
Yeah. What a pyramid that's along the.
Right.
You know what?
That,
They ain't
You
got
know
no
what he try to say?
crocodiles in that bitch. They ain't got no motherfucking hippos in that bitch. Like,
Yeah, it's
like,
crazy, man. They try to say that they flipped the map and all that stuff, man. They be saying all kind of stuff that try to justify why America is Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Why America, yeah,
man, they flipped
it's
their mind.
crazy.
That's what they
right,
do.
but they do fuck with the maps. I would say that.
They did mess with the map. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, yeah, I heard that.
The
Older
map too.
maps, and then you look at maps today.
Yeah, yeah. I seen on one map, man, California was an island on one of these maps way back, man. Yeah, and I seen y'all did on the last like two talking stick podcasts. Y'all was talking about the supercontinents and all that, man. And you were saying something too, Cheeto, man. I didn't know nothing about that. You saying Africa is actually splitting right now or something like that? Ain't that what you were saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, that motherfucker split right now as we speak.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't know that, man. I would have to go research that when you said that, man. I never knew nothing but that. Yeah, man, that's
Did you see?
crazy. Yeah, you know.
Smitten? Did you
Huh?
see the video?
Huh?
Did you see the video
No,
of
I
Smitten?
ain't see the video. I seen him talking, but you had put a video up. I ain't see the video. Yeah,
yeah, it's a
Yeah, I
video.
put the video
yeah,
up for you.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to check it out. I ain't see the video part. I think I missed that. And you were talking about the supercontinents. You know, so I know about a lot of those supercontinents, but the one they really talk about really is Pangea, though. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
I
you
think
That's
got an
Pangea was the
asphalt.
latest one.
Well, you got an asphalt line that runs straight through the Mississippi River.
What it do? Damn, I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Uh huh.
look up on that, man.
Uh
You,
huh.
you know what I was told too? I was told too. I got to do some research on it. That there was another eight continent, not Atlantis, but another continent off the coast of New Zealand, man. I kind of I said that in the chat when y'all was talking about the supercontinent. I've been hearing that, man. They had another continent that sunk off the coast of New Zealand, man. Y'all heard anything about that?
I'm gonna look
Yeah,
that up.
it rised out of the water. Yeah.
Supposed to be the eighth continent, not Atlantis, but something else, you know.
It's a lot of shit under the oceans that they ain't uncovered yet.
Cover, yeah, yeah, you're right about that. There's pyramids too. There's a pyramid off the coast of I think California that's underwater. Yeah, yeah, they got one. I want to go take a trip to the Cahokia Mound. Though. I'm gonna take me a trip there to Missouri, man.
Yeah, that's a
Check
nice,
that out.
it's a nice
Yeah,
spot.
they got one in Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge is supposed to be the oldest one or something like that, right? You know anything about that Cheeto about LSU campus?
Yeah,
That's wonderful. That's
yeah,
wonderful.
we know about that because I know about it
You
too.
know, yeah, I gotta go check that out, man. I ain't never checked that out. I gotta check that out. Matter of fact, I might go
You
check, take me a ride out there
ain't,
tomorrow and check it out.
you ain't gotta go where the Baton Rouge. They got one that's right here in the city.
Where? Where they
Yeah,
got one at?
you didn't ever show me that one either, Pa.
Where is that, man? I'm gonna go check that out tomorrow. What is that?
Pa,
Huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna go check that out tomorrow, man. What is that?
Downtown.
Yeah.
It's down. Well, actually, you actually got one that's right there around Lincoln Beach, and you got one that's in downtown City Park. You got one that's uptown City Park.
Man, I've been to spin how many times I've been to City Park. I ain't never seen no mile. Yeah. What? Yeah, I'm gonna have to
You
check
think
that out though,
pyramid,
man.
pyramid is a
Yeah.
mound.
is it
Yeah,
small?
mile, yeah, mile.
Is it
It's
smaller?
smaller, yeah.
Yeah, it's a small mound, but it's big
Yeah,
enough.
I gotta check that out, man. I'm gonna go check that out tomorrow, actually, man, if I got some free time.
Yeah, that's where we gotta go the next time I come down there because we didn't get to do that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely check that out, man.
yeah.
There's a lot of different, man. I wanna go down there to Mexico too, man. South America got some stuff down there one day and take me a trip down there, man. Check out some of the stuff.
Hmm.
Check out them Omega heads and stuff.
And the Yucatan with the Maya, the It's a
My
Maya.
yeah, I gotta check that out, man. You know.
And
And you know what's something else too? I was the last time you was on a podcast with Anonymous Part of Cheeto. I seen that the dude was saying I never heard nothing about that, man. But I did some research on that. That they say that the Welsh people, man. What's the guy name? Man, what's his name? Prince Maddox reached the Americas in 1170. You heard about that? I heard that guy on there saying that, and I did some research. They say they left colonized, he left people here, and when people was coming here, they seen those people living amongst the Indians, the blacks.
Well, I heard when he spoke about it.
That's what the guy was saying. I
Yeah, I
never
heard
knew
when he
nothing
spoke.
about. That. I never heard nothing about. That. I knew about. I'm sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I say I heard him spoke about it, but I myself I haven't seen it or read it.
Yeah, I looked at it, and that's what they was saying. They're saying that they reached Mobile and all that, Alabama. That's what they was saying on it when did some reading on it. But that was my first time hearing that. I never heard that. Never heard. That would make them the like the one of the first to come over here. They be saying leave Erickson or whatever, and I heard Nicer Templar too come over
Yeah,
here.
yeah, I know the Knights of Templars and them came over. Yeah.
They left some artifacts in Rhode Island. That's what they say.
Well,
But I think Henry and William St. Clair or whatever. There's a bunch
well,
of guys, but they didn't main the main ones. William and Henry St. Clair. I think that's dad and son or something.
well. You know what movie? You know what movie showed you that? You know what movie showed you that, right?
National Treasure.
The movie National Treasures.
What you say? I
Yeah,
can't hear you.
The
National
movie
Treasure.
National Treasures showed you that the Templars and them came over here.
Hello?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Maybe it's your reception.
I can't
National
hear you.
Treasure.
Huh?
The movie National Treasures has showed that the
Yeah, what you
Templars
say the
came.
movie? What you say the movie?
National Treasures.
I think
I
National.
never seen it. I never seen it. I heard about it, but they got a part in there where they talk about it. Yeah.
Uh huh. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a part in it where they talk about it. I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to check that out, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
All right.
the Knights of
yeah,
Templars they came over
definitely.
they came over before the Vikings.
Yeah, yeah, I heard about them. They supposed to have been and left artifacts in Rhode Island. That's what they say.
Yeah,
And
it
I
was
know
in
they were
upstate.
saying also too that. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, what you was about to say?
They were saying also that Marco Polo came over here too, man, with under orders of Genghis Khan or something like that. Some in relation to Genghis Khan.
I don't know about that part.
Yeah, in the west coast of the United States, you know. That's what I had heard that a while back, and I know they always talk about Agbu Bakari the second, you know.
Well, that
Agbu
happened.
Bakari
That happened in the
13
13.
something, and that's how Mansa Musa became the king of Mali or whatever. Prince of Mali, whatever.
Yeah.
And they supposed to been they came over here. They supposed to came over here like 2, 3 different times, man.
Yeah, 1307, 1311, 12, somewhere around there, and 1320 something.
Yeah. And I know one time they came over here, but they never went back to Mali. They never was heard from again, you know.
Yeah.
That's how Mansa Musa got his he became the prince of Mali or king of Mali, whatever he was. Yeah. Yeah, but they been is that stuff that's documented, but they've been traveling back and forth for a lot of people that travel back and forth. I just could tell.
Yeah. That's where you had the admixtures
Yeah,
before the transatlantic slave trade.
okay, okay. But doing trade and everything, you know.
Hmm.
And they were traveling on the west, like the Melanesian people, the Polynesians, and all that. They were doing traveling from the west part too. They never talk about that, though.
What are you talking about, the seafarers?
Yeah, coming from California, where they never talk about that stuff, but they travel too. You know, they travel coming here too.
Hmm.
Hawaii and all that stuff, and
Hmm.
them different islands they got.
Hmm.
Yeah, bunch of that.
Well,
Yeah, they was island jumpers.
to cut it short, Mike, we thank you, Wado Yukoki
Yeah,
san,
yeah, man. I know y'all now.
for joining
Yeah,
our.
y'all, man. I appreciate y'all let me up. Huh?
I said I thank you for
I'm
joining our
sorry. I'm sorry.
discussion. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
And
All
thank
right, I
you. And
appreciate it,
thank you
man. I
for
hope
letting me.
I ain't took it off top. I took it off topic, huh?
No, you was good. You was
No,
good.
no,
I
it's
hope
This
I
your
ain't.
first
I
time
ain't.
on it.
it's time for us to,
Yeah,
our the battery is about to cut us off in a minute.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm finna get out of here, man. I'm finna get out of here. I gotta go do me a little party, and I'm finna get out of here.
All right, peace.
I'm gonna holler at y'all next Saturday or whenever. Yeah, definitely,
All
man.
right. All
Peace.
right, everybody. Thank you for
All
coming
right, man.
on,
Y'all
Mike.
have a good night, man.
All
You
right, you
too.
too.
And I like to
All
thank
right.
everybody in the chat. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and thank you for
Yes,
being on the show, cuz.
yes, yes. Thank y'all for tuning in. Stay tuned. We will see y'all next Saturday. Um, thank you for your support. Check out our YouTube channel, our social media platforms. We have merch in the description if you want to check out our merch. If you want to support, like, share, subscribe. We appreciate you.
And if y'all want a topic spoke about, drop it
Or
in
you have
our
questions.
DM and we'll touch on it.
Yeah,
So,
leave some questions and comments, and yeah,
all right. Well, y'all have a
peace.
good night, good morning, peace. I'll let y'all
Yeah,
later.
Sanale.
Yeah. Put my glasses. I need my glasses. I need my glasses before that. Oh, here they go right here.
Peace.